So it's here. They finally released it. Age of Mythology Retold. Now, technically it comes out on September the 4th, but for early backers, in terms of buying premium edition, don't know why I called it a backer, you're able to hop in a little bit early. So I've been playing a few hours with it today, getting my hands on all of the beautiful new features, and of course the new exciting expansion that we've been able to play with this edition. So I thought I'd give you my first impressions on everything that Age of Mythology Retold does. Of course, this is the follow-up to the much anticipated Age of Empires remastered franchise. It is kind of its own thing at this point in time, completely 4K beautifying every single one of their games. And Age of Mythology, when that was announced, my god, was I exciting. A title from my childhood being made in today's standards, exactly what I wanted, with some incredible new features actually. So let's actually head straight into the first little bit of campaign, which is, well, looking at the Titan campaign. So, as you can see, we delve straight back into the game exactly where was left off. This is during the Titans campaign expansion, and this is the campaign that you get to play as, and we have our heroes. Oh my god, it looks so good. I mean, especially Arcos in his segmented scale armor. Look at this guy with his dual swords, and of course we've got the Destroyer, who's got his kind of scutum and his trident. Now, the game offers a ton of content. Not only do you have 3 campaigns, which is the Atlantean one, I think the Norse one, and of course the one that was set in the Titan expansions. I think there's some extra stuff coming on later down the line. The game also offers an editor where you can create not just your own maps, but own cinematics, scripting. Of course, I didn't delve into making my own cinematics at this point in time, but I had a little mess around with the map editor, and it's actually quite intuitive. It's pretty easy to make some really cool looking stuff. And, well, you can make some fantastic community-based maps. Not just that, but there's already a modding tab within the game already, and it looks like it's using a lot of the mods from the original Age of Mythology. So I kind of think it's indicating that the original AOM mods are going to be compatible with Retold Edition, which is exciting because, I mean, there's hundreds of mods that you can access. Of course, there's multiplayer with completely full servers at this point in time, and your skirmish modes. There is so much content within this game, and whilst yes, it is pricey for a remaster, I can't really argue with how much you actually get, especially because of the quality that it is at this point in time. Our first mission is to build up our army, so let's have a go with that. Right, we need to go to a barracks. That might be a good option. We've got some murmillows, which are like some gladiator types. Is it worth? No, let's just... Now, the citizens do have their little cute little donkeys. Look at them. Look how cute that is. My god, look at all the detail on it. I could literally spend forever looking at every single bit of detail. It's so satisfying. Hello, lads. Oh, they look so good. Oh god, who's wolves? You're wolves. No. You head that way. You guys head this way. The wolves are attacking my buildings. Since when do wolves attack buildings? Fenrir, go away. Do you know what, in fact, let's just use up the meat while we've got it. Deal with the wolves. Thank you. My god, they've actually done damage. As you can probably tell, I could just sit forever looking at all the detail that's been put into this game. It is one of the most baffling things how these guys are able to actually take the old Age games and make them into a title that, well, is better than most RTS games that are developed in this day and age. And it's absolutely gorgeous because of it. Not only that, but another addition is the ability to set presets for your villagers, whether, you know, they focus more on wood or they focus more on food or gold at the early stages of the game. You can also change this to different presets as you go up ages. For example, later down the ages, maybe age 3, you can set it so they gather automatically more gold than food because it's more important for your myth units and, you know, your better armored stuff. Really nice additions there that are kind of ease of use, but also, you know, optional. This game is actually launching as crossplay between PC and consoles, which is insane, being able to play Age of Mythology on Xbox. Not only that, but you can play against Xbox players. I haven't done it yet, but I can imagine it's an absolute swamp. There might be a little bit of a rage, but hey, that's kind of what you get when you do cross-player multiplayer. But this kind of addition of having the presets of letting villagers automatically collect different resources depending on what the age they're in is kind of to make it more accessible for console players, but I actually don't think it's a bad thing at all because I have used it a little bit on PC if I want to focus more on my military, not worry too much about my economy. And if I don't want to, I just completely ignore it. Right, also, you get some more. I can't access the wolf meat. Give me the wolf meat. Oh, you are wolf meeting. Okay, brilliant. There we go. Let's just spread. Bit like Braveheart. We're spreading across. Oh, what do we have here?
Savages, stop them.
Come in. Oh, no, that's not what I wanted to do. Oh, hold on. That's changed. Oh, my God, that's changed. It's the beta. Why isn't it pausing? Okay. Oh, God. Don't get slaughtered, man. We need you guys to come up here. Are these savages actually quite good at fighting? Oh, they are. They are actually okay at fighting. Not better than my guys, though, so that's all right. But they are actually... There's quite a lot of them. What are they? They're Heidemann. They're like some Norse lads. I see. Interesting. We're going to have to start producing more boys. Why can't we? Gold. Interesting. Gold is our big issue right now. Okay, we have just about managed to take them out. Let's destroy their military buildings to get rid of them. Okay, while they're dealing with that. Oh, hello. Yep, they're still producing men. You really don't do much damage to buildings, do you, my friend? That's a shame. Okay, so we can now start bringing in more lads. What do we do here? Yes, let's go with you. Ah, beautiful. A fire siphon. That's going to be good for taking out buildings, my guessings. Beautiful. That's all I've ever wanted, to be able to... We got the fire siphon now. Let's see what this thing does. Oh, it's like a flamethrower, lad. Oh, bloody hell, man. Pretty powerful. I like the sound of that. Let's talk a little bit about one of the biggest additions that's coming with Age of Mythology Retold, and this is the new DLCs that we're going to be getting. The Freya God Pack is out already, and it's absolutely fantastic. There's 4 new gods and 3 new minor gods, all, of course, with myth units and god powers in order to suit. And it kind of changes the way that the Nords are playing. And I had a little go with these guys, and they're really, really cool. So you've got Ula, who's the god of the archery, who I messed around with a little bit. He has a cool unit, which was the Dragur, an undead archer. His arrows can pierce multiple targets in the line of sight, and he was pretty badass, and I used him quite a bit. Still quite expensive in favor, though. If anyone doesn't know, every faction generates favor differently. The Greeks, you've got to pray at temples. The Nords, your units will generate favor, or at least certain ones. Of course, you've then got Aegir, who's the god of storms, sea, alcohol, and banquets. I know everything that goes together so well. His god power is a hailstorm, which slows people down. It was very useful in terms of crashing my PC. Okay, it didn't actually crash it, but you can see as soon as I use this hailstorm god power, it goes to 20 FPS. That really needs fixing, guys. That's actually awful. It's almost unusable. And also, it lasts longer than any god power I've ever seen. It's insane. They also bring in the rock giant myth unit, who is possibly one of my favorite myth units. I mean, just look at how cool he has. He's got his rock shield and his helmet. He looks so badass. This is one of the nicest assets that I've seen within, well, Age of Mythology in general. My God, I want to use more of this guy. And then, of course, if you get to the Mythic Age, it's Vidar, who, his god power, he can summon Fenrir, who is an absolute badass. He basically will just smash through every building and anything in his sight. And it's kind of a one-use thing. Okay, granted, you do have reusable god powers, but with the amount of favor it costs, this is pretty much a one-unit thing. And this is the closest thing we'll ever get to an Age of Mythology MCU crossover. In all seriousness, though, he can light forests on fire, he can light buildings on fire, and he can light your own people on fire. It is one of my favorite god powers and one of the most powerful. Now, the myth unit this guy gets is a poison dragon called Fafnir. He also melts into piles of gold coins, apparently, if he dies. Of course, I had Fafnir and he didn't die, so I didn't get to see that, but I'd much rather keep him alive at this point in time. Now, it does also bring in a new playable level with the Freya God Pack, and it's all in all quite well-rounded. The fact that you get it with the premium edition of the game is fantastic. However, what I do think is it is only part of this premium edition, and it is quite a lot of content that is being locked behind the paywall. This game is not all that cheap, I'm going to be completely honest. Whilst I have mentioned it, I think it is definitely worth the content, and being able to get in a little bit early for me as a YouTuber, the premium edition was worth it. However, for the standard person, you are paying a little bit more to get in early and get, well, a DLC that probably should have been part of the main game. Of course, there was the whole controversy with the China DLC in the original Age of Mythology that's, I think, kind of being reworked and re-looked at for this game. But at this stage, there is a lot of content that they have put behind this paywall. And if you've got the premium edition, sure, there's a lot to have fun with. but I think there's possibly some controversy of whether they're going to carry on this direction. One of the main arguments is talking about how they need to be paid as developers for this extra content. However, they are re-releasing a game at a full price title anyway, and whilst I would say it is worth the money, it's still one of those very debatable topics, so I'd love to know what you think about it. Oh god, you're too close. You're too close. Right, get in there. Go on, fire siphons. Do your worst. Do your damage. Go for their throwing axeman. Yes. Right, that's shooting. We need to take that out ASAP. Fire siphon, get in. We need to take that out ASAP as well. They are causing a lot of damage to us, lads. I'm going to be honest. Their buildings hurt. They really do hurt. Still with each building at a time, just so they can deal as little damage to my men as possible. There we go. Don't worry about these buildings. This thing ain't doing shit. Okay, we're fine. We're fine. I was a bit worried there that we were taking a lot of damage, but no, we're absolutely fine. Let's just make sure we got a few more men coming in just in case, because I think when we cross this boundary, we're going to need some more men. Off you go. Yes! Now we are into the jungle area with the Atlantean Titan. Okay. Get out.
Those look like Atlanteans.
Look at this! You are truly favored, Krios.
Castor is so cool. Where? Oh, you're not there. Oh, they're just gonna get destroyed by my fanatics that do 50 million damage. I like you. Wow. Look at this fella. Hello, mate. So we got a god power here. Shockwave. Target a location on the map and send enemy units flying. All in all, I think Age of Mythology is a really good showing. It is exactly what you'd expect from a remaster, and they've managed to keep their reputation of making some of the best remasters that we've, well, pretty much ever seen in the gaming industry, especially with an RTS franchise. This has kept Age of Mythology back in the limelight, and I'm so glad that we now have people playing it again, because it was one of my favorite games of my childhood, and the fact that now we get it back, and the fact that it's got a fresh coat of paint, and it looks better than ever, and there is a multiplayer scene as well, which is absolutely incredible. It means that now we're actually going to start getting a lot of people coming back into the franchise that, I mean, used to play it back in the day, like me, and hopefully some new people as well. So far, we don't know the player numbers since it's only out in the very first version, so it's not unlocked for everybody, but the actual numbers for the original Age of Mythology Extended Edition have been boosted on Steam as well, which is fantastic. It currently sits the 92% of the reviews are positive. People are absolutely adoring it so far, so it seems like they've done a really, really good job. Not just the graphics, but the gameplay. Of course, the sound design has been completely overhauled, and they've made it a lot more accessible to more and more people. With the amount of campaigns and the combination of every campaign from all the expansions in the past, mean that you get a lot of content within the title itself, and, well, a lot of people are loving it. I can't wait to hear what you guys think of Age of Mythology. I'm going to be bringing some more updates and everything that we get on the subsequent release of the title, so make sure you stick around for that. But more importantly than ever, they finally recaptured the fun of the franchise, and that was the main thing. You can make overhauls and remasters as much as you like, but if it's not fun, well, I mean, there's no point of it. But they've managed to keep the fun whilst giving it that 2024 spin, which is everything you could ask for from a remaster or even a complete remake.